Welcome everybody to the Man Cave. This is our second episode here on this April 27th, Wednesday afternoon. I'm Raphael Leah.
And I'm John Jackson. Follow us at our Man Cave Twitter. That's at Man Cave NY Sports, capital M, capital NY.
Also our individual Twitters. If I could get this one right this time, it'd be great. I'm at Raf_Elia. That's RAFELIA.
At John97 Jackson.
Simple, easy, and done.
Yes, it was. Okay, so we're going to talk in this episode about the NBA and NHL playoffs. And a lot has happened, a lot to talk about. That's why we're going to try and devote the whole show to both.
Yeah, it's playoff season, and that's why it's such a great time of the year. We're going to get started with the NBA because, honestly, I expected by this time to have more teams advance to round 2 than we have. We have, what, 4 teams advanced already? No, 3 teams.
2. Well, oh, no, you say altogether?
Yeah,
3 teams.
3 teams have advanced.
Yeah.
I expected many more.
But it's a slower process than NHL.
I know, but I just think that the teams in basketball, they get paired up in a way where the better team, seed-wise, normally advances.
So you think there should be more 4-0 sweeps, 4-1 wins?
That's the way. I think that's just the way the bracket's set up. The bracket in hockey, anything can happen, but the bracket in basketball, it's like, I mean, unless Steph Curry gets injured, but that would never happen.
Well, yeah, just to give you a preview. Well, that's a preview too, but a preview of the hockey. There's only one team that actually had to go to Game 7, and
that was the
was the Blues.
That was the Blues. No, which is interesting because that kind of goes against my thing, but along that line, you also had a bunch of guys that weren't like the Sharks beat the Kings.
Yeah.
So that's the respect I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but we'll talk about basketball right now.
Okay, let's go. I think we'll make this a lot more organized. Is we just go series by series, give our picks
preview to round 2.
Preview to round 2, okay. And just give our picks for who we think will advance, or if they've already advanced, who's going to win that series.
Okay. So we have Cleveland versus the winner of the Hawks versus the Celtics. So
let's not even focus on Cleveland then.
Cleveland won 4-0. They swept their series.
Hawks and the Celtics.
Now the series, it's going to
3-2.
Yeah, 3-2. Going to Game 6.
Yeah, that's what that means. I could count. You have any thoughts on it?
No.
I know you picked Boston.
Well, yeah, you told me 2 weeks ago to make bold predictions, so I had to come and think of some. So I said the Boston Celtics are going to go to the NBA championship. Now, I don't actually believe that. That was more of a bold prediction. Having said that, I do think they're good, and I'll go with Boston. I'll say they're going to come from behind.
From the 3-2.
I'll go with Boston.
I said it from the beginning. I think Boston's a really good team, and I'd like to. But if this was tied at 2-2, maybe I'd go Boston.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
But being that it's 3-2, I'm going to stay with Atlanta. I'm a safe picker in basketball. I'm not the biggest expert in basketball, so I'm not going to make any bold predictions as my friend here.
Yeah. So the next round 2 preview features 2 teams that have not advanced yet. We have the Miami Heat versus the Hornets. Whoever wins that moves to round 2. Then on the other side we have the Raptors versus the Pacers. Whoever wins that advances to round 2 as well.
Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The Heat Hornets. I definitely thought it would be at least 3-1 at this point in favor of the Heat, but it's tied at 2 going into Game 5.
That's interesting.
That's incredible.
That's it. Now, again, it's not like a 1-8 matchup. This is a 3 seed in Miami, a 6 seed in the Hornets, Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, to me it doesn't. In this case, it really didn't matter. I thought that the Heat had this under lock and chain, honestly. Yeah. At least
they've had so much experience in the playoffs. The Hornets not nearly as much as the Heat. But who do you say wins that?
Oh, the Heat.
Yeah, the Heat. Like, we're not even going to discuss that.
I'm surprised it got this far.
I hope the Hornets win. Because if the Hornets lose, Michael Jordan's going to cry. Really, he's going to cry this time. No more Michael Jordan memes. This is going to be a legit man crying because he owns the team or part of the team.
He has enough money. He's fine.
I know. He'll still probably cry. If not, they're going to have the crying memes all over online anyway. But whatever.
Toronto,
Indiana. What a game. Yes.
Yeah. The Raptors come from behind They outscored the Pacers by a score of 25-9 in the fourth. Incredible come from behind, and they ended up winning that game 102-99.
Yes.
So they could not afford a slip up in that. Just to think about that, like to win a game by 3 and having to limit an opponent to scoring only 9 while you had to score 25. Like, you know how many things have to fall in line for that to happen? And in a crucial playoff game, because the series was tied 2-2.
Yeah.
So whoever wins that series, that game, really, it goes into the next game, going 3-2.
Cut to the chase. Who wins?
Oh, coming off of that momentum, the Raptors.
Yeah, and they just need one more game.
I thought they were the better team anyway.
They are. A 2 seed versus a 7 seed. There's no competition. Raptors win.
I thought initially they were the better team, but listen, hats off. Hats off to the Pacers for putting up a fight, but you can't give up 25-9. You can't get outscored 25-9 in the fourth. So, we're going to move on to Golden State
versus Houston. Now, Steph Curry's out with a grade 1 MCL sprain. Doesn't matter. Golden State's going to win. Let's not even waste time.
That's not what I think the big story is, though. We have them both, I think, winning the championship.
Yeah. Oh, if you want to go there.
Is it getting shaken up now?
If they have to face the Spurs, obviously they won't next round, but somewhere down the line, if it's Golden State versus the Spurs,
but without
Curry,
Steph Curry, you're giving it to the Spurs.
Gotta give it to the Spurs. Spurs beat them in the regular season before too.
Listen, I think they're a terrific team, and honestly, I think it will get to that point because I think the Spurs are going to win, and that's actually a good segue into this phenomenon because the Spurs are playing the Thunder.
But we didn't talk about the Clippers and the Trailblazers.
Clippers win Trailblazers. No, that's series.
That's 2-2. And there are 4 or 5 seeds, so I actually don't know where to. I'm gonna say
we're gonna come back to Golden State because I want to transition with the last one because you mentioned the Spurs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll focus on that. You say the LA Clippers.
I say Clippers, yeah. Trailblazers, they're just not a team that makes it that far. Not as much experience.
No, that's the reason I
it's not a great reason, initially. But
no, I agree with you as well. I think experience matters, and I think they have a more experienced team in general. So I'm going to go with that. But do you think it goes to Game 7?
No.
No? I think it's just 2
in a row.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Spurs taking on the Thunder in the next round. I think we can both say fairly that the Spurs are they're obviously the best team aside from Golden State. But you want to say now without Steph Curry that now they're the best team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Steph Curry made the team. I know they have Klay Thompson, all these guys.
They have a great team without Steph Curry. But are they as good as the Spurs without Steph Curry?
Spurs won a lot of games. They lost like 1 or 2 at home all regular season. You got to give the Spurs some credit.
They lost 1 at home, and that was to the Golden State Warriors, who I do think if it comes down to it, they'll beat the Spurs even without Steph Curry.
Really?
But I see how you get there. But
yeah.
I just don't see Golden State losing, and then Curry's going to come back for the finals.
Yeah, he'll be back in 2 weeks.
And they're still going to be the champions. To me, this is just this is a team that has so much history riding on them already that this is what you need.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about the NBA playoffs. Let's move on. NHL playoffs.
Wow, we spent a lot of time.
Yes, we did, but there's a lot to spend. This is easier because everybody's made it to round 2 already. There's no more matchups. So,
well, we don't, for this, we'll talk about projections next week because by next week we'll have a better idea of how they're doing. So let's just go.
So predictions you want?
No. We'll do predictions next week.
Okay.
Let's just go quickly run through this.
Okay, so the Stars, 1 seed, are facing the Blues. Blues came off of a Game 7 win. Impressive.
I think most people thought the Blackhawks win that series. Yeah. And I think coming into Game 7, most people thought the Blackhawks win that game. I, on the other hand, on my radio show, on my podcast, my NHL podcast, I said I went against popular vote, and I said the Blues are going to win it because their backs are against the wall. You got to win in the playoffs. You can't just win in the regular season. They did it. They proved me right. I love it. Good.
Yeah, that's good. The number 1 seed Ducks of Anaheim are facing the Sharks.
Yes, you said that was an ugly matchup animal-wise.
Yeah, Ducks, Sharks, I don't know. But you say it's going to be an interesting matchup on the ice.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic matchup because the Sharks should not have made it out of that series alive. And the Ducks had their own struggles, and they have their own struggles with history not working for them. Yeah. So it's going to be a fantastic series.
But you said the Sharks... you didn't think they were going to come out alive, but not only did they come out alive, they came out 4-1 against the Kings. Great team in the playoffs.
Incredible. And that's why I think it's going to be so great because they have no experience in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they're going against Anaheim, who doesn't make it past the first round. So really, this is both uncharted territory, so it's going to be a fun matchup. You mark my words.
Okay, I want to move on to this one because we'll leave that for last. The number 1 seed Capitals, best team of the regular season, are facing the Penguins. Not the Rangers, the Penguins.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's tough.
Capitals are just a fantastic team, but the thing I'm going to watch in this series, power plays. They each scored 8 goals on their power plays.
Amazing.
So it's going to be a really, really fun thing to watch with this series as well.
Yeah. They scored, the Penguins, didn't they score when the Rangers had a power play?
I think you're going in the reverse. I think the Rangers' only home goal was on a shorthanded goal.
No, I think there was a power play that the Rangers had. And scored on it.
That was earlier in the series.
Yeah.
They just scored on the Rangers, though. I don't see how that makes any difference.
Yeah, I know. They just scored. That was the name of the game. The last matchup, we have a number 2 seed in the Lightning. They're taking on the first wild card. Islanders. What a win.
Their first win since their first playoff win.
23.
Playoff round win since 93.
Yeah, 23 years.
So, incredible. Good for them. I hate it. I hope they lose, but good for them. I don't know who I hate more in the Capitals-Penguins series, to be honest.
I think I'll root for the Capitals.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do know who I hate more.
Exactly.
Are we gonna do?
Might as well, right? We have one segment.
Yeah, we already went overtime. So let's score a goal in this overtime at least.
This is going to be a segment called the Wrath of Wrath. He's going to go off for about a minute. I'll time you. Give or take, I'll give you approximately a minute. And what do you want to go off on?
I'm going to go off on the Rangers because, like Dan Boyle, I too am frustrated, and they are coming off of a pitiful series against the Penguins. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about next season because, get my timer started, all right? Because we have Henrik Lundqvist. He's 34 years old. We have Dan Girardi, Rick Nash, Kevin Klein, 31. Mark Stahl will turn 30 in January. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 guys. 5 guys? Is that 5 guys? That's 5 guys, okay? Prominent guys that are in their 30s that we're paying a lot of money for, okay? Get off of that, right? Keith Yandel, number 4 in points for the team, okay? Very prominent for the team. And he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. So it's either we sign him, which will cost us an arm and a leg, or we let him go, and who's going to replace him? Because now Dan Boyle, not only did he curse out the guy in the press room, or in the clubhouse, but now he's going to retire, most likely. So we don't have a defender like that. That's it.
They don't have a lot of money either to work with.
And they don't have a lot of money because we're paying these guys like Rick Nash, who we pay as goal scorers not scoring goals. We're playing Derek Brassard and Matt Zuccarello, who didn't do anything in the playoffs. And now, for just in the balance, we haven't had a first-round pick since 2012. And you want to know why? Because of moves like when we trade for Eric Stahl. And did it make a difference in the playoffs? Like, I want to hear somebody else say, did Eric Stahl make a difference in the playoffs? Did we lose any less badly because Eric Stahl was there?
They got eliminated in round 1. When's the last time they got eliminated in round 1?
And we got Eric Stahl for 1 year. 1 year. He's gone after this year. We're not going to have the money to re-sign him. And what did it cost us? It cost us future picks. So now we have no picks. We have no defenders. We have 30-year-olds who are limping onto the ice at this point. I mean, I love you, Lundqvist, but God, he's older now.
I think I let you go over about a minute and a half, give or take.
Okay, and that's all I have to say about that. You know, it's frustrating because you get rid of these picks, and young guys are what makes hockey so special. Because never have you seen young guys play well in any other sport as much as they do in hockey, and we don't have any of that because you're paying these 30, 40-year-olds, going on 40-year-olds, to play a game that they can't even win 2 games against the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1 of the playoffs.
And that has been the Wrath of Wrath.
So tune in for our next episode, which should be on your right side. If you didn't catch our previous episode, we talked baseball. So if hockey and NBA is not your thing and you prefer baseball, check that one out. But we're going to move on. So for Raphael Leon and John Jackson,
this has been the Man Cave.